Picture this. It's a sunny day in Lagos, Nigeria. You're walking down the dusty streets, dodging traders, chickens, and kids playing football, when you meet Nnu Ego, a woman whose life is basically a soap opera set in the 1930s. And let me tell you, her story is dramatic. I mean, if Nigerian Twitter had existed back then, she'd be trending every week. Nnu Ego starts out as a barren woman. Yes, I said barren. In her world, that's the ultimate insult for a wife. Her first marriage? Total flop. Her husband sends her packing because apparently producing an heir is the only thing that matters. Poor Nnu Ego. But don't worry, she gets a second chance with Naife, her new husband. Spoiler alert. Naife isn't exactly a prize, but hey, it's the 1930s and choices are limited. In those days, motherhood was like winning the lottery. Sons were your retirement plan, your social security, and your claim to fame. The more kids you had, preferably boys, the more respect you earned. Women who didn't have children? Let's just say they weren't getting invited to the village parties. So Nnu Ego finally starts having kids. Sons, daughters, the whole package. She's like, yes, my life is sorted. But here's the plot twist. Colonialism shows up with its shiny new ideas. Education, city jobs, and Western values. Suddenly, kids aren't farming in the backyard or taking care of their parents in old age. They're going to school, moving to cities, and sometimes even abroad. For Nnu Ego, this is not the dream. She pours everything into her children, especially her sons. No time for friends, no hobbies, no me time, just endless sacrifices. But as the years pass, her kids grow up and leave. And when she needs them most, radio silence. She's left feeling like a stranger in her own family, a lonely woman in a rapidly changing world. And it's heartbreaking, because in her hometown Ibuza, people start whispering about her, calling her mad. All that effort, all those sacrifices, and for what? Nnu Ego's story is both a tragedy and a wake-up call about how we define success, family, and happiness. Now, what's all this drama from? This gem right here, The Joys of Motherhood by Buchi Emecheta. Don't let the title fool you. This book is as much about the struggles of motherhood as it is about its joys. Emecheta doesn't sugarcoat anything. She takes us deep into the heart of Nigerian society during the colonial era, exposing the cracks in tradition as modernity creeps in. Emecheta's writing is sharp, emotional, and brutally honest. She shows us how Nnu Ego's unwavering loyalty to tradition leaves her unprepared for a world that's constantly changing. And while Nnu Ego struggles, other characters like Adaku, Naife's younger wife, embrace change and thrive. Adaku rejects the idea of being just a baby-making machine and chooses to live life on her terms. Go, girl. And then there's Nnu Ego's daughter, Kehinde, who outright refuses to marry the man her father chooses for her. This new generation is breaking free from tradition, but it comes at a cost. Family bonds start to weaken, and the traditional sense of community begins to crumble. Emecheta captures all of this with such depth and nuance that you can't help but feel for every character. Now let's talk about the author, Buchi Emecheta. She's one of Nigeria's literary powerhouses, known for her ability to weave personal and societal struggles into compelling narratives. The Joys of Motherhood was first published in 1979, but the themes are still relevant today. How do we balance tradition and modernity? Should we resist change or embrace it? These are questions we're still grappling with in so many parts of the world. This book has earned its spot in Africa's top 100 books of the 20th century for a reason. It's a classic that every literature lover should read. Whether you're interested in Nigerian culture, women's experiences, or just love a good, thought-provoking story, The Joys of Motherhood will leave you speechless, and maybe even a little teary-eyed. So what do you think? Does The Joys of Motherhood sound like something you'd read? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more bookish content. Until next time, happy reading.